Welcome, Low Country Spotlight. I'm your host, Margie Pizarro. I cannot believe how these Fridays and these weekends fly by. I'm so happy that you were able to join us again today. We always have such a fabulous show for you today, and we're introducing a new segment with a very good friend of mine, Debbie Martinez, who is actually a divorce and relationship coach. So we want to start, as always, by welcoming Debbie to Low Country Spotlight.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We are so happy that you could be here. Now, I'll say, what was the Miami area's loss is now the Charleston area's gain.
Oh, you're
because
so sweet.
you have a lot of training and experience that you were utilizing in the Miami area. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing there and what you hope to bring to the Charleston area to help us all out.
Well, I'm a divorce and relationship coach, and I got into it because I went through my own divorce, and there was nobody like me to help someone make that transition.
Okay.
You know, you had your attorneys, your accountants, you had a therapist, but a coach is someone who comes in at like one of your darkest times and helps you bridge that gap. So in Miami, I was Florida Supreme Court certified mediator and arbitrator. I was trained in collaborative divorce. I am not an attorney, I don't give legal advice, but I had private practice there for coaching.
Wow. And you know, I don't think that, I mean, when I went through my divorce, the last thing I thought I needed was a coach, because as you said, you know, you have a lawyer, you have an accountant, if you have those level of assets, but why would it occur to anyone that they need a coach?
Well, I'm a pretty new niche, and in Miami I was the only one, and I think I'm the only one here in the Charleston area.
Yeah.
But for example, you're getting divorced, your soon-to-be ex isn't dropping the children off on time.
Okay.
What's the first thing you do? You call your attorney, you're venting at $3.50 an hour.
Oh yeah.
Someone like me comes in and says, okay, let's take a chill pill, take a deep breath, let's get you both in, how are we going to negotiate this, how are we going to mediate this? And I charge far less than an attorney.
Yeah.
So it's all about negotiation and mediating it out.
And you know, I don't think that occurs to people initially, because I mean, being a divorce attorney, I get those calls, you know, on Friday at 6:01 when the kids were supposed to be dropped off at 6 o'clock, or I get those calls on Sunday at, you know, 7:02 when the kids are not there at 7. And I think the immediate instinct, because they're still acting like litigants, they're not acting like parents or even adults at that point.
Right, and their first instinct is to pick up the phone and call the attorney. And the other thing that I help my clients with is, okay, are you acting this way because it's legitimized, or are you acting this way because you're lashing out at your ex out of bitterment or anger? And you know, let's get those emotions back on track, and so that you can co-parent effectively.
And I think that is the hardest thing for people to control their emotions. And again, referring to my practice, I see it day in and day out, and it affects not only the clients, the litigants, but it affects the kids. Talk to us about some of the things that you've seen and the ways in which it has affected people so negatively.
You know, it's not only just about, like you said, your clients. It affects the children, it affects the in-laws, it affects your co-workers.
Oh, yeah.
And it really is about, let's get a handle on our emotions and let's handle it the best way possible. You know, you don't want to put the children in the middle.
Right.
You don't want to use the children as pawns. You want them to grow up healthy and emotionally, physically, and it really can take a toll on them both if the parents aren't on board. Switching houses, you know, drop off. You know, don't hold them up for an activity because you're mad at your ex-wife or your ex-husband.
Exactly. I mean, that is great advice. So yes, I definitely will refer to you in my practice and even send my clients to you. How do you even begin the process? Are you sought out by attorneys? Do you have, I mean, are there people that you know that end up going through a divorce and then they call you to try to help get through it? How do you actually get involved?
Well, I get involved at all stages. So I've had couples come to me and they're like, we don't know if we want to get divorced.
Oh, wow.
Turns out maybe it's just a communication problem, and then I work with them on communication. So I do that kind of coaching. Then I'll get someone who comes to me and they're like, I'm in the middle of it, I'm not happy, it's not working out, I don't even know where to begin to get organized, so I work with them on that. Or an attorney will call me and say, we're starting this new case with a client and it's going to be a little bit contentious and there's a lot of emotions riding here. We need you to come in and kind of soften things out.
So it seems that you have been able to take basic principles of life coaching and now translate them into this kind of niche practices. That's what I'm kind of hearing from you.
Right. Well, and because in Florida I was Supreme Court certified for mediation, you know, I can sit with somebody and I can say, I understand you really want to keep that marital home.
Yeah.
But it's not going to work for you. Do you really want to put that kind of money into that, or do you want to take it and save it for down the road when you're going to need it for retirement? What's important to you? Do the kids want to stay in the marital home? Are they going to stay with mom? Are they going to stay with dad? Do you really want that table? Is it worth fighting over this table? Do you really want that table? Is it really worth fighting over this table? And are you fighting for the right reasons? Because a lot of times I see people and they're arguing over things that they really don't want, but they know that their ex wants it. And so now they're fighting, and it's needless. They don't need to do that.
When you see that, it is so hard for me to be such a neutral bystander sometimes. I mean, sometimes I really want to say, you know, like you say, give me a break. Are you kidding me? If the table
like,
is
seriously,
ugly anyway, you know, how
it needs to be refinished. You don't want that table.
Exactly. You know, exactly. How do you maintain kind of a neutrality even when you see that this is so nonsensical and you need to just get over it, or even how do you address those situations?
Well, you know, it depends. If I'm working with the couple, I might say to the husband or the wife, listen, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
And I'll bring them into another room and I'll say, let's be perfectly honest. Do you really want that table? You know, it's like I tell people, I am your cheerleader on one shoulder, but I'm also your Jiminy Cricket on the other. I am your words of wisdom, and I'm going to shoot right, and I'm going to shoot from the hip. That's what they're paying me for. I'm not going to waste your time. Do you really want that table? Let's get to the nuts and bolts. And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, you know what, really I don't, but I just want to piss him off.
Oh my gosh,
And I'll say, okay.
Isn't that great to have that level of honesty finally? And I'm sure it takes a while for you to kind of break through those walls to get that kind of transparency.
You know, and lots of times people, and they do see me as a neutral. You know, maybe they wouldn't say that to you as the attorney. But they see me as kind of, okay, she's my cheerleader, she's my advocate, and she's here to help us. And so it's real easy to kind of get that level.
Tell me about one of your, before we go to our next segment, one of your most nightmarish experiences and how you were able to resolve it. I'm putting you on the spot.
My nightmarish. It had to do with children, and it had to do with picking them up, and the husband was deliberately just being passive aggressive, not wanting to pick the children up. And you know, it was hard on the children, and the wife was constant calling me, and I'm going to call the police, and I'm going to call, and I said, okay, listen, when can I get you both in? And so I got them both in, and I said, come on, guys. You know, let's just throw everything out on the table, vent, yell at her, yell at him, and then let's walk out of this room and figure out what's best for the kids. And you know what? Once they felt like they were hearing each other, they were, okay, now we need to get down to business. So people just want to be heard sometimes. Good.
And it turned out well.
Fine.
Okay, don't go anywhere. We're not letting Debbie go. We've got Debbie Martinez, who is a divorce and relationship coach, and she is going to talk to us next about dating differently. So don't go anywhere. We've got more Low Country Spotlight coming right up.